Hey, what's up? My name is Severman. Yeah, for today's video I recreated the drop of the track Superhuman by Kosling, Thomas Gold and David Shane. Now let me show you how I made everything in the FLP. Okay, so let me show you the drums first. This is the kick drum. And then I layered some rides and claps onto it, so with them it sounds like that. And then I also added some sort of clap FX sounds, which Kosling also uses, and with them it sounds like that. And then I just added this snare fill and also these snares right here. Then in the second part of the drop I added a pre-clap because that's what Kosling did as well. And then I added some more downlifters and more effect sounds to it to kind of add more high end to it and to give the track more energy. Then I added some ambient kind of sample to it, and this one sounds like that solely. Just helps to kind of fill out the mix even more, but I will show you that later with the leads, etc. So yeah, let's check out the leads now. The leads sound like that solely. So for the leads, I used these layers right here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers. And the first one is, or actually the first 5 ones are from Spire. You can check out the presets now. This one is LD Introduce. This one, this one, this one, this one. And then 2 more from Nexus. And these are like more piano type sounds. Yeah, let me show you all of the individual ones again. Now the 2 Nexus ones. And as you can see, they're all routed to channel 5. So channel 5 is my bass channel for the leads. And on here I have 2 equalizers. With this one, I just felt like I needed to boost the lower mids around the 650 Hertz. So I referenced it to the original track, and that's why I made this decision, as well as this little dip in the higher frequencies above 4000 Hertz. Then I have a second one where I low and high cut the leads, and then the stereo enhancer to just widen them up slightly. I felt like it was needed with the layers that I used. And then the last one is basically the sidechain, the first Nicky Romero preset at 58%. Then in the original track, they used some staccato strings, which I tried to recreate with this pattern. And these strings are from Flex, which is a plugin from FL Studio. I use the all strings staccato preset for it. And they go to, or this one goes to channel 6, where I have another EQ. So I rolled off the low frequencies right here because they weren't needed or not even really present. And I boosted the higher frequencies a bit because with strings you usually don't have much in the high end going on. So like it often makes sense to kind of boost the higher frequencies a bit when it comes to EQing strings. And then the last one is again kickstart for the sidechain. Now let me show you the bass line. So I have two layers, basically one sub bass for the sub frequencies obviously, and then the mid bass, which kind of takes care of all the rest of the frequencies basically. So like this Silent 1 preset actually kind of already does like 90% of it, sort of. And this is just like a sound I created on my own. It's pretty much just a detuned saw. So I just took the init preset and detuned it. And then what I did with this one, I routed this one to channel 4. And on channel 4, I have again two EQs. So with this one, I also boosted the lower mid-range a bit and reduced the higher frequencies a bit and higher mids above 2 kHz. And then the second one for the low and the high cut. So as you can see, I cut away all the frequencies below 150 Hz because again, I have a separate sub bass which takes care of the frequencies below those 150 Hz. So that's why I did that. And then we have a gross beat which creates this gated sort of effect. It just gives some movement to it. And yeah, then the sub bass is from the 3X Oscillate from FL Studio. And this one is just a sine wave combined with a triangle wave, which is playing an octave lower. And yeah, it sounds like that. So you can only hear this one if you're listening on proper speakers because it's just sub frequencies. So you don't have these on, I don't know, small headphones or phone speakers. Yeah, so let's check again. As you can see, when I play it, with the sub bass, you only have those lower frequencies. And again, as I told you before, I cut away all frequencies below 150 Hz with my mid bass. And as you can see, this one is pretty much having only frequencies below those 150 Hz. So that's why it kind of works together. And let me show you the bass line again with the kick drum. And now the only thing missing are the chords, and they sound like that. So these are two Silent 1 presets again. And the first one sounds like that. And then the second one. So they're both actually the same type of sound. They're also just detuned saws as I use for the bass line. And they both go to channel 7. And on channel 7 I have two EQs again. With this first one I rolled all the lows again because they weren't needed, because yeah, your bass line is there for the lower frequencies and your kick drum. And then a second one where I kind of created this sort of resonant frequency, just help make it pop out a bit more in the mix. And then I got a reverb. So as you can see, I have the wet on 100% and I reduced the dry signal to 80%. So it kind of creates that more far away type of reverb, because I really wanted to have the chords more in the background to not have them clash with the leads. Yeah, let me play them together with the leads. So you can definitely tell how the reverb push the chords a bit more to the background to make them like less interfere with the leads. And yeah, the leads just get a bit more space. And yeah, that's pretty much it with everything in this FLP. Let me show you everything together now. Now what I actually still wanted to show you was like the effect this ambient sound makes. So I just feel like without it, it sounds not that full, the drop, but with it, it sounds more rich. I don't know, it just fills it out a bit more. And if I like show it together with the leads. So yeah, it just adds a little bit to it, and it's not like too obvious. So you only hear it actually on its own, but still when you take it away, you realize that something is missing, I would say. Yeah, that's it. I hope you liked this one. Make sure to grab the FLP for free. The link is in the description. And make sure to drop a like, a comment, subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.